Force. This is Captain Fruit reporting for duty for another episode of Road Rage. This one's probably going to be a little bit shorter than usual, but I just wanted to briefly talk about it, and that's the Captain Marvel movie. Yeah, I know I've beaten this one down a little bit, but I'm doing my box office predictions here. And here's my overall predictions, and I'm going to explain why. And before I do, if you like these videos, please be sure to help me out. Hit like, subscribe, hit that notifications bell. If you don't mind, check out the info bar down below. We have a Patreon where you can help for as little as $1 a month. We would greatly appreciate that. That helps me to make the channel better. Currently, I'm saving up to get a better computer, to do more interviews that look really nice and present well for independent artists and writers. Well, anyway, with that said and done, my box office predictions is this. I don't think the movie's gonna bomb at the box office. I really don't. I think they've done everything they could to set it up so it's almost impossible to, like making it like about the only movie out there, right, that exists during that time. So I think it's not going to bomb, but here's the thing. The quality of the movie is really what's subjective. I don't think it's going to be as big as what Marvel wants it to be. So it's not going to bomb, but it's not going to be as big as what Marvel wants it to be. Now here's the kicker though. No matter what it does, they're going to act like it did what they wanted it to. They're going to brag about how good it did, even if it underperformed in what their projections and expectations were for marketing purposes. They know they can't say it failed or it underperformed because then it would not look good on them. So that's my thoughts, is they are going to say and brag about how good it's done, even though it underperforms. Now, will we see Captain Marvel 2? I don't know. But on top of that, too, it's hard to have a bomb when you've had as big of a lead up with movies as they already have. They've set up such a market that you can pretty much say Marvel Universe, and it's going to do well enough to make good money. I mean, you look at how loosely Ant-Man and the Wasp has been, because they weren't they're part of the Marvel Universe, absolutely, but they weren't part of, the Infinity War and Gauntlet story so far. Well, I think they'll be on the next movie, and it still performed well, because it's got that Marvel brand that people trust. Now, the outlook of the trailers and everything are not positive. They're just not. But it's still going to have that push because of the Marvel brand. And right there lies the kicker. The Marvel brand is what's going to save it. What's going to get hurt is the next movie or movies afterwards. Because if people don't like the movie, they thought it was a stinker, they're going to be a little more cautious then with the next movie. Most likely, or two. And so is that going to harm it? Probably. So that's my thought, is Captain Marvel, if it ends up not being a good movie, it's going to harm the overall box office. It's not going to help it at all in that regard, but it's going to, it's money. It's going to be made based on the backs of the other ones. I don't think it'll do as well as Black Panther. Once again, speculative, could be wrong. And I don't think it's going to do as well as they really want it to, even though they will brag about how great it did. That's my thoughts. So my question is, I want to know your thoughts. Do you think Captain Marvel is going to be a whomping success? Do you think it's going to be another Ghostbusters 3? So how do you think it's going to be at the box office? I think it'll make 100 at the box office on opening weekend. I really do. Once again, though, I think they're predicting a lot. They wanted a lot more. Because you look at how the numbers consistently went down and down. I think they were hoping to have another Black Panther on their hands, and they're not going to quite get that. Long term, it's going to make money, sure. How are the toys going to sell? There's a kicker right there. I think merchandise sales are going to be low for this movie. I don't think their merchandise sales are going to be very successful on this. Not because it's a female character. It's just, once again, the movie would have to be very appealing to collectors and kids to get a lot of those Captain Marvel, to get a lot of the Captain Marvel toy sales. And unless this movie is a lot better than what the trailers are showing us, and it is possible, let's be honest, the trailers sometimes are not, the best example of the movie. We've had some, which is bad on marketing's part. But if this movie doesn't attract a lot of youth and people really that were energized by it, the toy sales are going to be very, very bad. Just like what we saw with Star Wars. I think the Star Wars toy sales have not been near as strong as they used to be, and that's partly due to poor performing movies that are failing to capture the youthful audience. So what are your thoughts? Once again, what are your predictions for the movie? Also, do you predict the movie to be good or bad? And what do you think about the toy sales? Will those be successful or not as well? All right, as I said, this is a shorter Road Rage, so thank you for taking this time with me. You have a wonderful day. And until next time, keep it brutal.